Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, I wanted to quickly talk about 6 plus UTA. I don't want to discuss how bad the Super Evolution is, we have discussed this already. I want to discuss the new important notice in-game, where Bandai actually seems to have listened to player feedback and community feedback in general, and they are changing the Super Evolution of UTA. The notice is not 100% clear on what is exactly going to happen, but we can get a general idea. Before we get into that, for a brief description though, you would be able to super evolve UTA from tomorrow's Kizuna. By playing Kizuna, you would acquire 5 skulls, then more skulls will become available through the Rayleigh's Bazaar, specifically 500 of them, each one costing 20 Rayleigh points. Meaning if you want to gather all 500 of them, you have to spend 10,000 Rayleigh points. Not really a lot, but this situation is definitely not like the Yamato situation. I think with Yamato we had access to 100 skulls available in the Rayleigh Bazaar, each one costing only 1 Rayleigh point, and you only needed 1 crystal skull to super evolve Yamato. With UTA you need 5, hence why way more skulls are available, but for a higher price as well. It's not like I thought at the start that if we want to super evolve UTA and we only have one version of her, we need to commit pretty much, because we super evolve her once through Kizuna, and if we want to revert the super evolution to the 6-star form, we can do that, but we cannot super evolve again at some point if we want to. That is not the case, we can gather hundreds of crystal skulls. Enough that if you can get all of them, you can super evolve UTA 101 times. That is great and all, but the fact remains that 6 plus UTA is not a good super evolution and does not live up to the expectations of players. And not really out of the world expectations that were created by the 6-star version of UTA herself by Bandai. Now let's see the actual notice and see the steps they are taking to fix the whole situation. Number 1, illustration adjustment of UTA. So the Super Evolution of UTA will have UTA as the main part of the illustration to fit with the evolution theme, not Tot Musica, so that is a great change. Generally, I was not a fan at all of the 6 plus artwork, but now they seem to have listened to this feedback and they will adjust it. Number 2, further evolution form will be added. This is actually pretty big. They state that following the in-movie story, a further evolution form will be added to UTA. With this addition, the Sugofest character UTA will now have up to 3 evolution forms. The 6-star version, the one we currently have, the Musica one that was supposed to be the Super Evolution, and now the new one, which I am guessing will also have the new illustration they are about to make as another Super Evolution. We do not know information about this other Super Evolution. Will it be the same color? Will it have the same abilities with only difference in multipliers? Or they will actually make changes, making the new Super Evolution another side grade Super Evolution, meaning UTA will change something in her base kit, either classes, color, abilities, captain ability, or whatever it might be. The notice also states that the adjustment will consider so that the user who has UTA already will not have to recruit another UTA. And that is pretty much the notice, but the final part is very interesting because it is also pretty vague. In one hand, we do know that UTA is not about to become the most pay-to-win character in One Piece Treasure Cruise history with one Super Sugofest, a Super Evolution of that Super Sugofest that is totally different, and another one that is totally different. So the third one, with the new illustration that has UTA as the main part of the illustration, in my opinion will be very similar to the 6-star version of UTA. But at the same time, to make things even more interesting now, the Japanese version of this exact notice in-game mentions that players who already have pulled UTA are going to get some kind of correspondence. But what does that mean exactly? Does that mean that we get in the mail free evolution skulls for the new UTA Super Evolution? Does it mean that players that pulled UTA get another UTA for free? That obviously would be very uncharacteristic for Bandai to do, but this is such a huge last minute change especially if the new Super Evolution of UTA is also a side grade and is not similar to the 6-star version. Because you have notified players from the get-go. When UTA was released, you said she will get a Super Evolution, that's all fine and dandy. But you can't come out one day before said Super Evolution is released and add another Super Evolution that also does different things from both of the other UTA evolutions. I am not a law expert or anything, but I am pretty certain they are not allowed to do that. Hence why I am talking about the possibility of them giving the players that pulled UTA another UTA for free. Because let's be honest, in this situation, they either wanted you to pull for 2 UTA, so you can have the 6-star form and then the Super Evolution form separately, and you do not have to think about should I Super Evolve here or not. And if you pulled 1 UTA, then you are in the dilemma, should I Super Evolve here or not? And of course they want you to be able to Super Evolve back and forth multiple times, but you still have a limit and you cannot have both of the units in your box at the same time. Imagine now introducing the 3rd evolution form and essentially telling all of the players that pulled multiple UTA versions, you know what, you could have the other 2 versions, but now we have a new one, so go pull UTA again. Yeah, that's not happening. There's no way. All hell will break loose, and we have to consider UTA is a final tap unit. Pulling 1 UTA and maxing her final tap through pulls and then another one for the Super Evolution is a ton of money, so there's no way all of a sudden they can be, you know what, oh, a strength UTA comes in the game, you wanted a strength unit, there you go pull another one and max your final tap. It's not happening. Imagine if it did, and then you present it through this notice that is all like, oh, we listen to player feedback and community feedback and thank you so much and sorry for the inconvenience. And then they're like, oh, you don't like the artwork, give us more money. Imagine if that would happen. That's all speculation, of course. We do not get a guaranteed UTA, do not get excited or anything, and especially if you did not pull UTA, you get nothing if you didn't pull UTA. We have literally zero information on the new Super Evolution form for UTA, other than the fact that UTA herself will be part of the artwork. We know nothing else. It might be a side grade, it might be a direct upgrade, it might even be the exact same 6-star UTA unit with some very slight differences, like for example in her captain ability plus 0.25 times for her attack boosting multiplier, and that's the only difference. And then to super evolve to that form you need 1 crystal skull and you get 100 free crystal skulls in the mail if you pulled UTA. The realistic scenario is this, in my opinion, some slight changes to the original UTA and then 100 free skulls with only needing 1 to super evolve, just like Yamato, and you can go back and forth. But then the other interesting part of this situation that arises is how can you go between evolution forms with UTA. If you have 6-star, you can super evolve once. Do you need to super evolve again to be the Musica unit then? What is going to happen exactly? We do not know. And to be fair, all this time I have been calling the Musica Super Evolution a side grade. That is a very technical term. It is kind of a downgrade, as a lot of people have called it a 6-. So are we going to get an actual UTA Super Evolution? No further details so far, just like they say in the notice, they will update it at some point, but at the time of me making this video, the sure thing is that this is a never seen before situation in One Piece Treasure Cruise, and I want to know what do you think in the comments down below. Are you happy with the changes? Are you uncertain of how they are going to handle the situation and skeptical? Tell me by writing a comment, I am very interested to see different opinions. If you enjoyed this video, of course, and you want to see more One Piece Treasure Cruise discussions in the future, definitely leave a like and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.